What's the most annoying thing about having a penis? The constant irrational fear that it will somehow get cut off in some unimaginable way. Having to wear tight underwear to keep it from putting on a show when I'm wearing thin pants. Size drastically fluctuates based on temperature. Also, laying on your stomach doesn't feel the greatest. It's a weak spot that everyone knows about. Sometimes when you try to ignore a boner, it just gets harder to the point where it hurts. Do women get wet without being thorny? Because holy shit, it's so damn annoying to get random erections for literally no reason. This thing has a life of its own. It stands at attention at the weirdest times. Unwanted or unexpected and awkwardly timed boners. When you have to do that awkward shuffle to fix its position. When he gets in the driver's seat, we sometimes go down the wrong road. Sometimes when I piss the stream forks and now I'm hitting the toilet in my leg. School presentations. When you hug someone but you have a boner. Cold hands during winter and having to go pee. Not being sure what direction the first few drops of pee will take. Trying to pee with morning wood and you need to stand like the Leaning Tower of Pisa. The bit of pee that gets stuck in the tubes and comes out when you put it back in your pants. Sometimes getting an erection that's so hard it can be nearly painful. Or not be able to get it up for 6. Even though you're super into the person and attracted to them. I'm not talking ed issues either. Just once in a while it doesn't want to perform and it can be awkward. Can't have an orgasm without a bunch of white stuff coming out. It can influence some really poor decisions. Have you ever had a dog that was really pushy about wanting you to pet them, but you don't really want to at the moment? It's like that. Sometimes you give it a shake after peeing. Then put it back in your pants and apparently you didn't shake enough and whoops. You now have anywhere from a few drops to a nice warm tablespoon of pee in your pants. Now imagine you're wearing gray sweatpants and you can't hide it. My dog is at the perfect height for a well-timed tail wag to destroy my nuts. Junk just gets funky sometimes. No matter how hygienic you are, some baby powder and air goes a long way. Probably the personal anxiety most boys get during their pubescent years, and after, about whether or not it's big enough. Even though the vast majority has nothing to worry about because they're in the completely normal range. The fact that porn typically features men with almost abnormally sized penises doesn't help. Nor the fact that it's a pretty taboo subject to talk about with, say, friends, family. The size is also typically fixated on length, whereas width gets often overlooked. I'd say the dig isn't the worst part. Balls are 100x worse. When you have to take it off and plug it in every time you go to poop. Finding pants that fit comfortably in the front. Not kidding or embellishing. This is a real issue unless we wear sweats or PJs. Having to guard it with your hand so it doesn't touch the inside of a toilet bowl when you try to take a sit. Sometimes it gets erect when you're talking to your girlfriends, even if you're not turned on. We genuinely don't have control over when the penis becomes a donk or not. It just happens. I'm very much a grower rather than a shower. When it's flaccid, it's pretty much non-existent. This leads to 2 annoyances. Sometimes if I pee sitting down without due care and attention, the angle of the stream goes between the toilet seat and the bowl. It either trickles down the front of the toilet, which is annoying but not too difficult to clean up, or if the universe is against me that day, it sprays out all over my trousers, underwear. Extra annoying if I'm not at home. The other thing is that after pulling back the foreskin to pee, when I put it back in place, it sometimes traps and pulls a couple of particularly long pubes. Other than those and the occasional awkward boner, having a penis has been pretty great for me. Really, just having one in the first place is annoying enough. Anyone want one? Free to a good home. When you can't sit comfortably without cracking the eggs. Having random boners for no reason at the most awkward times. And then trying to find a way to hide it without being obvious. Having to wear a Speedo for swim team and hoping the cold water makes your dig disappear and not stand out against the skin-tight Speedo. It's got a mind of its own. Do you want it to be up? No way. Do you want it to be down cause you're in front of you class? You can bet your ass that breach is going to mile up. Edit. Did not expect a comment about dicks to get past 2K upvotes. Go upvote a more worthy comment. It's hard sometimes. Touching the ceramics in toilets while sitting on them. Obviously European toilets. I assume it'd be water in the US, etc. Edit. Typo. After you come, despite your best effort to clean and get all the cum out, it will continue to dribble out for at least 5 minutes afterwards, so you get a ton of it in your underwear. Zippers and morning wood urinating. When it gets hard, you can't show it off. When you have to wrap it around your waist like a belt before leaving the house. The sound of it slapping against your legs as you run down the stairs. People assuming that it is the sole arbiter of all my decisions. When the hair gets caught in the foreskin and gets pulled, but you are in a public place or talking to some females. If it's my male friends around, I will do the adjustment over the pant. You have to endure the pain till you reach a private spot where you can adjust. The reason why a hairy man like me has only my armpits, body odor, and balls shaved. This brings back an odd memory. When I was in my teens, for some reason I kept putting baby powder on my balls and around that area because it would constantly get sweaty and such, and I didn't know any other alternatives. I was constantly worried that what if I'm with a girl and we get into anything and she pulls down my pants and just sees a pair of balls with powder on it. For the life of me, I was always worried, but somehow I grew out of that stage in my early 20s. I would remember going away on vacations with friends and having to hide what I was doing because I was actually embarrassed if I was caught with those small baby powder bottles. Is that normal? I wondered why I had to always powder my junk every day. Other dudes being toxic and trying to compare their size to you as if you have any choice in how big you are. And they are mega toxic if you are bigger than them. All of the poor decisions that it has influenced. Peeing after 6 or fapping. You pull out a garden sprinkler. Aiming is not an option. I've been building my legs in the gym now seriously the last few years. Something I never considered was how much room my balls need. Can't use the rower anymore cause they get crushed. Whenever I cross my legs, ankle on knee, again they get crushed. I love how my legs are, don't get me wrong, but my balls definitely don't feel the same way. When I traveled to the States, your toilet's water level was too high. Dunked straight in that bastard. When it doesn't work when you need it most, lol. Oh, it sucks. I hate morning wood because that means I can frock with full energy in the morning, but it also means I need to take a wicked piss. Gender dysphoria. Blood flow difference between brain and penis when aroused. Get a little booze in you and he's screaming for some action but never finishes the race. How the pee stream will spilt into multiple smaller streams. So, anyone else have this issue where you got to sit real bad and you pop the most rock hard boner? What the frock's up with that sit? I go to sit down and have to damn near break my dig so I can piss and sit at the same time, since our bodies are oh, you go poop now? Well, get ready to pee too. Feeling misunderstood BC, you were man spreading. Having to constantly adjust. Then when you do adjust, your mom asking you what you're doing. Can't be the big spoon without awkward poking happening. Having a penis. I don't know how you guys walk around with that thing.